Good morning. Good morning. It is 11:12 on Monday morning. Good morning. There we've now we go. It always takes a couple of seconds. Good morning. It is 11:12 on Monday morning. It is September the 4th. It is Labor Day, and I hope everybody is taking full advantage of this beautiful summer day that we're having. Lily and I are probably going to the parade that's here in town shortly, and then we'll go visit my mom, and we'll kind of putter and do so. We have a couple of errands to run, and kind of just enjoying being out. We took yesterday. We didn't even. I don't even think we went downstairs to the basement. Like we never left the house. We didn't open the door. We didn't do anything. I know, wasted day, whatever, but it was such an amazing day. We Lily made a cake, I made gravy, we made meatballs. It was just like a really, really wonderful morning, day, evening. And now we're both a little like, okay, we did it for a day. Now we're gonna go out and putter today. So if you're joining us, say good morning, check in. If you're watching on a replay, let me know that too. But it is Labor Day, and as you know, I was reading this morning that the first Labor Day ever was celebrated in 1894 as a way to sort of reconcile the growing disparate energy of the businessmen, business owners, factory owners, the people who were making money off of the backs of the laborers. And so Labor Day was a way to honor both. And I think it's especially fitting and important that we see that now as well. Because I think there we can learn a lot of lessons about what was going on in the late 1800s, the late 19, I mean early 1900s. It's not dissimilar to what's going on right now in terms of the growing disparity between the haves and the have-nots. And so I think it's really important that we honor that journey and we honor that um, the more things change, the more they stay the same kind of thing. Good morning, Joanne. Thank you for watching. Um, and I think like I said, it's relevant. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and they were talking about having had to they were like, they were so glad that they had to memorize the Gettysburg Address because it's come in so handy for them. And I did. I cracked up laughing, and I was like, well, I think actually that understanding the context in of the Gettysburg Address and even the events that surrounded and led up to the Civil War are really important in this time frame. And so I said this. I said I would actually argue that understanding the history and understanding the sentiments that were around then actually helps us understand what's going on better nowadays. Um, I subscribe to a newsletter by a historian. Her name is Heather Cox Richardson, and I've been getting these newsletters for. I get them every day, and I've been getting them for I don't know 3, 4, 5 years maybe. I've been getting them for a really long time. Um, she might have started them in the pandemic, so maybe she started them in 2020. But I've been getting them since she started, and it's an amazing snapshot both of what happens in the day, kind of all the news, and also the historical context for the precedents or what has come, what sort of came before. And it's really fascinating. Now, you don't have to, like, I'm a history buff. I really love history and I love political history specifically. And you don't have to be a history buff to really get a lot out of these newsletters, but I do think that understanding where we've been really helps inform where we're going. And I think I think that's true in the work that I do. I don't we don't necessarily have to stay focused on the past, but I think in order to heal and go forward, sometimes we have to like pull our personal power out of it. And I think the same is true with America's history, or the global history. And I think the more we can understand, the better we are able to make really informed choices about what we want to see going forward. We're in this time of great upheaval and challenge. That's true. And when I did the September reading for my uh, membership site, which I think I'm calling Fierce Happy Tribe, by the way, or Fierce Happy Institute Tribe. Um, anyway, when I did the channeled reading for September, which I will post in a little bit, what they said was, yes, we're in the time of great upheaval, and also it's really important to be focusing on what we want to create. That we get a choice in the matter, and as long as we're focusing on what we want to create, we can acknowledge the destruction, we can acknowledge the upheaval, we need to feel it, we need to kind of lean into it and embrace it. And also, if we let it, it will inundate us. And rather than letting that, we can focus on what we want to be, what kind of world do we want to be living in. And that was a really important point that they really wanted to, they brought home a couple of times, is making sure that we, while we are acknowledging the present, what's going on, and allowing it to open our hearts, which is what it's meant to do, we also then get to create and co-create the world we really do want to be living in. And for me, that's a heart-centered empathy, compassion, understanding, oneness with all beings, all of humanity, and all of life. That's being in harmony and vibration with the planet and everything on it. And it means there's a balancing in terms of what power is and looks like. There's a balancing of what who we are and the work that we do and why it matters so much. There's a balancing of light and dark, and it's a real, when I think of the what we're headed to, it always feels harmonious. It always feels easy and simple and fun and flow, and there's passion, there's joy, there's peace, and at the basis of it all is compassion and empathy. And I have held this vision. I've known this was coming, or this was happening. I don't ever remember not knowing this. And there are times when it's gotten dark and gotten really challenging personally. That's when we go through our dark night. That's what that is us going through the initiation into mysteries, and learning to surrender and trust and be guided. And so there are times when I lost that vision, for sure. Jody, yes, love, fun, yes, yes, exactly, exactly. It's all about compassion and empathy, because that's the we're meant to be heart centered. The healing that we did in the group healing that we did in the membership site was a heart opening healing. It was really powerful. If you didn't get the replay, talk to me about that, because I would love everybody to get this healing, and I would love everybody to get the message that came through in September, which was, our job is to rest. Our job is to hold the vision so strongly that regardless of what happens externally, we know that a I don't want to say better, there's a brighter way, that we can hold that light so strongly that nothing externally can take it, which is the crux of the work that I do. And this group, I mean, when I created this group in now September 2020, we're 3 years this yesterday, or Sunday actually. Um, when I created the group, I envisioned this place of a community where we can come and go and share and talk all things spiritual, and be help each other on our path. And so it makes my heart so happy when I see people interacting on in the comments, and like, I, um, one day there was one woman talking about what she did, and another one was like, I'm very interested. I was like, this is the community that I wanted, and we've done it. And I know I couldn't do it myself. Obviously, I can't do it by myself. So I'm so grateful to have all of you with me on this journey, because this is how we heal. Like, I know, like I said, I know this like I know my name, and I've never not known it, that coming together as a community is the way forward. Which is, so when we think about all the things that are trying to divide us, it's almost done, it's almost done on purpose, so that we can choose to come together. And so I'm so grateful to have all of you here with me, choosing to come together in love, in compassion, in empathy, in understanding. And to that end, you know me, if it's a birthday season, I'm going to give stuff away. I'm offering everybody a 1 month free membership in the it's called the Phoenix Rising Healings membership site. But in my head, I hold this vision of the Fierce Happiness Institute, which is a place where we can come and grow and explore and be and learn from each other. So I'm calling the membership people the Fierce Happiness Institute Tribe, FHI Tribe. So I'm offering everybody in this group a free 1 month membership. Now, if you are already a paid membership, you can use the code and it will bump you up to the next tier. If it doesn't bump you up to the next tier, talk to me. If you're not already a paid membership, that this code will give you a free membership. And you can actually choose which membership level you want. There's 3 levels, but the code, um, FHW, Fierce Happy Women, FHW 23. We are 3 years old, and I'm super excited to be sharing this journey with you. So if you use the code FHW 23, I'll put it down below. I will put the link down below to the Subkit website where you can sign up for a membership, and you can cancel it at any time. But what the membership will include is you'll have all the archives of all the things that we've done up to this point. You'll have all of the channeled readings for all of the months. September is the group healing once a month. That will be, it's always on the fourth Wednesday of every month, and you get the healing whether you're present or not. And then at the and then archives. And then so the second level membership, the middle tier, you get all of that plus a masterclass, which is the second Wednesday of every month. And then you get if the third level, you'll actually get a one-on-one session with me. So all of that plus the one-on-one session with me. So at any level, again, the Fierce Happy Women, this is specifically for our birthday month. So I want to share it with you, and I will give you all of that information down below. The other thing I really wanted to share with you is I know I talked last week about creating like a spiritual cafe kind of thing. And so I'm going forward with this. What I think is we will probably meet in person on the second Friday of every month. There's a couple of exceptions to that, but I think in general the second Friday of every month works for me. I haven't quite secured the location yet, so bear with me. But we will definitely be meeting on a Friday evening, let's say 7-ish. And I know Friday night's late, whatever, but I thought that was an easier time to do it than like a Sunday, and I just don't have another night during the week that I can do consistently. But I like the Friday night idea. So that's going to be coming, but we're also going to be meeting during the day once a week. Now, I'm still looking at times. I'm still looking at what's times work for me the best. I'm leaning towards Fridays at 12:30 or 12:45. Again, I like that Friday end of the week thing, but I also understand that Fridays may be challenging. So if there's another day that works, I'm thinking noonish, like lunchtime. So even people who work, like aren't entrepreneurial people, but people, I'm thinking like if we meet at lunchtime, that gives people who are working like a 9 to 5 could still join us on their lunch hour. So I'm thinking I could do this. I could probably do it on a Thursday. There's a couple of days of the week that I could do it on a Wednesday. It's only once a month when my masterclass happens. which so I may so would have to sort I'd have to sort of look at that. But so talk to me below. We're definitely happening. This is definitely gonna make the we're definitely making this true. And I may start next Friday in person if I can get enough people. And the day I would like to start within the next couple of weeks. So let me know below what works, what doesn't. I hope you really enjoy the day, and I do encourage you to both appreciate that the change and also be present with compassion and empathy with everybody that you come across today, regardless of, or maybe especially, how they maybe trigger you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday. Mwah!